Aaron, I don't know if you know this or not, but I mean, everybody knows my favorite movie star is Ryan Reynolds. But the guy I think is actually the best actor in the business today, now that Daniel Day-Lewis is retired. I honestly think he doesn't always make the best movies, but I honestly think Russell Crowe is the best actor in the world. That's just my thing. I can watch this guy play in the worst piece of crap movie, and I'm always enthralled, whether it's Cinderella Man or Gladiator or The Insider or what's the name of the one he did with Al Pacino again? Where I think it was The Insider. Anyway, where he totally upstaged Pacino, and that's not an easy thing to do. But anyway, I think the guy is just the most talented there is in the world, even though a lot of his movies are terrible. But that being said, I'm also a big fan of Zac Efron. He's great. I became a fan of Zac Efron when he did this little film with Claire Danes called Me and Orson Welles. And
I haven't seen that.
He did it like 10, 11, 12 years ago. But I remember like he was already the big, teeny poster cover boy, Zac Efron, that I never took seriously. And then I saw Me and Orson Welles and I'm like, wow, like this dude's really good. And I loved him in Greatest Showman. I actually think when he's on his A game, I actually think he's pretty good. So imagine my thrill when I realized that Russell Crowe and Zac Efron are doing a film together. They are both now in Thailand, getting ready to shoot a film for Peter Farrelly for the greatest beer run ever. Now, Peter Farrelly, he was a writer of Dumb and Dumber, but he directed one of my favorite films the last number of years, The Green Book, which actually won Best Picture at the Academy Awards. So he won the award for that. And the sounds of this movie are great. I love now the name of it sounds like an 80s frat comedy, but it's not. This comes to us from Variety, who writes, Russell Crowe and Zac Efron have arrived in Thailand for the production of the buddy movie, The Greatest Beer Run Ever. The film is directed by Peter Farrelly, whose 2018 film Green Book won 3 Oscars in 2019, including Best Picture. The film is an adaptation of the book, The Greatest Beer Run Ever, a true story of friendship stronger than war, written by Joanna Malloy and John Chicky Donahue. It is based on the true story of Donahue, who left New York in 1967 to track down and share a few beers with his childhood buddies in the Army while they were fighting in Vietnam. As with Spike Lee's own wartime buddy movie, Da 5 Bloods, the production is using Thailand as a stand-in for Vietnam. And that, again, comes to us from Variety. I'll tell you what, honestly, Aaron, even if you took out the fact that Russell Crowe was in it, and if you took out the fact that Zac Efron was in it, you tell me the guy who directed Green Book is doing a movie about a true story about a guy who actually went to Vietnam to find his friends there fighting, to share a beer with them while they're doing that. To me, I've never heard of this true story. I've never heard of it, but that alone to me makes it sound like it's a must see. Like, this sounds fantastic. You add on top of that Russell Crowe, Zac Efron. To me, this sounds like a huge win. I'm all for this. I think this sounds great. Aaron, you heard about this news this morning. What do you think about the sounds of The Greatest Beer Run Ever?
Well, I don't want to be that person that has to say I actually knew way back when, but I actually did know way back when, because I auditioned for this movie. I auditioned to play Zac Efron's mother, which is a really great example, ladies and gentlemen, of a cue that you need to fire your agent, because that is just not biologically possible. I'm a little bit older than him, but not that much older than him. I thankfully did not get the part of Zac Efron's mother, but I did get a chance way back in June to actually read the script for this film. And it is so good. It is just fantastic. It is a wild adventure that, whether or not you are interested in a story about a quote beer run, if you're interested in persevering and pursuing and going against all odds to really greatest display of love for your friendship, and friendship that endures, it's fantastic. And another thing to share with you guys, this was something that was sent to all of us that were auditioning as kind of a way to get a greater idea of the backstory. If you go to YouTube after the John Campea Show, of course, don't click away from us to do this, but if you go to YouTube and you search Pabst Blue Ribbon presents the greatest beer run ever. It's actually, there's a little short film that features all of the original people, like all of the guys who were part of this original story, including Chicky, the guy that, the man that Zac Efron plays. And they tell the story of how it all happened. And they're sitting in a bar and they're drinking beer. And it's just really lovely and fun and wonderful. And you fall in love with the real people. So to have the incredible talents of Zac Efron and Russell Crowe, and Bill Murray is rumored. I don't know anything about whether or not he's officially in it, but IMDb says that he is rumored to be in it as well. I think that this movie is going to be a slam dunk home run. Again, after the John Campea Show, go check out on YouTube, Pabst Blue Ribbon presents the greatest beer run ever. And it's really going to make you fall in love with this movie before anything else. And while I'm thrilled that I did not get to play Zac Efron's mother, I am really bummed that I don't get a chance to be a part of this movie because it sounds like a really fun.
Question is for you guys. What do you think about the sounds of the greatest beer run ever? I think this sounds amazing, and it's got two of my favorite actors in there with an incredible director who, you know, his movie just won Best Picture at the Academy Awards not long ago too. But what do you think? Maybe it doesn't sound that interesting to you. Maybe you think that sounds great, but it's not my kind of movie. Maybe you're dying to see it. However you guys are feeling, jump on down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there.